If you guys are in need of coins for any reason, make sure to check out Mutt Store. Use code Mike at checkout for 10% off. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna title this video or how I'm gonna make a thumbnail for this. I don't know how this video is gonna work, but essentially it's gonna be like a story time where I'm just gonna tell you guys a story. We go play some Madden Ultimate Team, or I guess Madden Draft Champions since it's a Tuesday, and we're just gonna talk. If you guys are familiar with cut comps from Call of Duty, that's what I'm gonna try to transition into here. Hopefully every Tuesday we can do something fun like this. We'll just play some draft champs and I'll talk. I know it seems confusing, but don't worry about it. You'll understand the premise once we get into the video. So for this video, I kind of want to talk about the time that I broke my elbow, which it was crazy. I mean, when I did it, it was bad. It was one of the most horrific moments of my entire life, and a lot of you guys didn't really know that I did YouTube at the time that they happened, so I figured I'd tell the story. It should be pretty interesting. Now, for you guys to understand everything in a whole, I guess I gotta tell you like how old I was at the time. I was like maybe a sophomore or maybe a junior in high school. And me and my brother and my cousin, like we loved going up to the gym, and we always did that, so that's essentially what we did that night. So Will, who is my brother, and Trevor, who is my cousin, we decided we wanted to go up to Lifetime Fitness that night, and it was like 2 something in the morning. It was really late, and honestly we were like 16 at the time, so we didn't really want to drive up there by ourselves. Like, we were young, but we weren't super young, so our mom eventually came with us. She wasn't even gonna come at the very beginning. Like, she was just like, I don't really care, you guys do you can do whatever you want. But she eventually ended up coming, and I thank God that she did. So I remember we were having like a little 1v1 tournament, and when we were doing a 1v1 tournament, like I really wasn't doing super well, and I know Will and Trevor were, so I eventually ended up playing Trevor in a 1v1, and oh, I even remember the court that it was not a good situation. So we were playing 1-on-1, and a lot of this is honestly a blur to me because I don't remember the nitty-gritty details. I just remember like exactly what happened, when it happened. So essentially there was a loose ball at one point in time, and it was underneath the basket, right? And we were both trying to go for it, me and Trevor, and I dove for the ball, right? He said it was like way out of my reach, but I really don't think it was. So I dove for the ball, right? And I tripped over his foot. Now, normally when people fall, right, like they fall normally, right? But that is not what I did at all. I decided to fall. Like, I fell and I put my arm out. I extended my arm out down, and it was terribleness. So normally when you're supposed to fall, like, you're supposed to use your shoulder. Like, you're supposed to just fall directly on your shoulder or just fall on your body and tighten up your muscles. I didn't do that at all. Like I said, I put my arm out, and when I did that, I literally like locked my arm right as I fell, and it just like locked right one way, and then the way your arm is supposed to go out like that, well, it just went the exact opposite way. It went in. And I remember the moment that happened, that was one of the worst pains I've ever had in my entire life. I had post-concussive syndrome for a while back when I was a freshman in high school, and that was some really bad pain, but honestly, this pain was probably like just the most like sheer and sharp pain I've ever had in my entire life. I remember when it happened, I remember falling down and everyone was laughing. They thought it was funny because I fell and whatnot, and honestly, I didn't really think a whole lot of it, but then I realized the magnitude of what happened, and I literally remember saying, oh my God, I think I broke my arm. Now guys, I'll show you a picture on the screen. This is like kind of graphic, it's kind of not. I don't really know like how you guys are gonna feel about it, but essentially, it was pretty bad. I remember breaking it. It wasn't like terrible when I took the picture, but when I took the picture, it was like maybe like 30 or 45 minutes after it happened. So the swelling was down a ton, and the bones kind of they didn't set themselves, but they were not as moved as they were at one point. But I mean, essentially, I dislocated my elbow from my arm. I broke it at the head, and I broke it at the shaft. Like, it was not good. If you guys remember that one time that Rondo was playing in the playoffs and he broke his arm, like, remember he had that big whole thing on his arm? I'll try to put a picture on the screen. That's essentially what happened to me. And I remember breaking my arm, and at the time, like, I had my license, but I don't know if Trevor did, or I definitely know Will didn't because he's a lot younger than us. So I don't know if everyone had their license, but I had to go to the hospital. I had never really gone to the hospital for anything super major beyond that point. And I remember we didn't think we had anyone to drive us, and my mom ended up walking into the gym just randomly, and she was like, what the hell happened? And I showed her my arm, and she was like, oh shit. I remember I was literally hurting so bad that I couldn't even get up. I swear to God, I literally couldn't even pick myself up to just walk out. I remember 2 people had to help me carry me out. It was terrible. It was a terribly bad pain. And like I said, I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and at the time I wasn't playing basketball, like organized for a high school or anything like that. Like, I just played for fun and shit, because honestly I wasn't super good, and I was still really short. I really hadn't started to grow at all or do anything like that, and I wasn't really playing anything major, so I wasn't super concerned there, but it was really upsetting to me that I broke my elbow, I broke my arm, or at least I thought I did at the time, and I literally wasn't able to play basketball or do anything like that, or finish the game or anything like that. And it was a crazy experience. I remember I honestly thought to myself, holy shit, like, I actually broke my arm, and I had never broken like a major bone before that. I don't think to this day I have. I think it's my only major bone that I've actually broken, and God damn, I am thankful for that for sure. But yeah, I remember walking out of Lifetime Fitness and thinking to myself, holy shit, I definitely just broke my arm. I remember looking down and thinking to myself, oh my God, like this is bad. Like this is actually not a good injury. Like this is actually for real injury. A lot of times, you know, you sprain your ankle or you hurt your wrist or some bullshit like that. It's like, oh, here's a soft cast or something like that. This was the first time that I had ever really broken a bone, like pretty damn bad. And there's a lot that actually happened after that. Like just for then and there, like obviously I had broken my bone, and at the time I was pretty short. There's a lot of other things that I could get into, but I think I'm gonna save that for another story. It's crazy. Like I had to have surgery on it years later. Like I still have scars on my elbow from it. It's crazy. Like honestly, it's one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me. But I thought this was just a crazy story to tell you guys. I mean, I remember when I did this, I was doing YouTube. So honestly, like I was thinking to myself, oh shit, I'm probably not gonna be able to do videos at the time. And I remember the videos I was doing, they weren't like anything crazy or anything like absolutely ridiculous, but they were definitely like, they were pretty cool videos. I think it was like Call of Duty or Halo or something like that. And I remember I had to stop, which is pretty sucky. Now, I don't think I have an exact picture of what the x-ray looks like, but I can find one on Google Images and just like throw it up there and show like exactly like, where my bone was broken. But it was an insane thing that happened. Like, obviously, it's still traumatic to this day. I mean, I still can't really move my right arm as much as I could before. It definitely affects my shot. Like, if you guys watch any of my IRL basketball videos, like, you can definitely tell my shot looks really weird. Like, it does. Like, I got a little bit of, like, Carmelo Anthony fling where, like, I can't extend my arm 100%. But I can definitely get into that a little bit more if you guys like these types of videos. I honestly don't know how this is going to be received. We're going to see, but hopefully you guys do enjoy this as just something like a little bit different. Like, yeah, we're still playing Madden, we're still having fun on Madden, but, you know, I'm not just talking about the game. Like, I'm just giving you guys some insight into, like, all this shit that happened to me. Oh, shit, and I forgot, like, one of the craziest parts is when I went to the hospital, okay? So, when I went to the hospital, right, you go to the hospital, you get checked into the ER, right? You assume if you have, like, a bone sticking out of your arm, you're going to get checked in pretty quick, right? Well, that didn't really happen to me. It took, like, I think it took, like, 20 or 30 minutes. It felt like 20 or 30 minutes just for me to get into a damn room. I remember when I got into the room, the guy was asking me all these questions like, so, does your arm hurt? Is there pain right here? And I was like, what the hell, dude? Of course it hurts. You see my arm? And we come to realize that this isn't an actual doctor. This is just an intern. So we're like, shit, can we just get an actual doctor in here? Like, come on, we need someone who knows what they're doing. And I remember the intern, like, went out of the room. He looked, like, really flustered. Like, he honestly did not look like he knew what he was doing. He must have been, like, a first semester intern or some shit like that. He looked so damn confused. I remember him going out and looking for somebody, and he eventually came back and told us, he goes, well, there's no one in radiology here tonight, so we're not gonna be able to get you an x-ray, and there's no doctor scheduled right now, so we're not gonna be able to have any professionals look at it except for us. Now, I'll give you my opinion and whatnot. And we were like, hold on a sec. It's a hospital? This is a hospital, and there's no doctors? And yeah, that's kind of what happened. There was literally no doctors in the hospital, but I kind of understand, I guess, because it was like, I mean, it had to be like 3 or 4 a.m. It had to be 3 or 4 a.m. And I literally didn't even have anybody to look at my arm. I didn't have anyone to look at my arm at that point in time. And literally, like, we couldn't do anything. I literally had my arm, like, sticking out of its socket. Like, their opinion was, oh, it looks like you have a bruised elbow. Well, when we got an x-ray the next day, or maybe the day after, I don't even remember. When we got an x-ray, all right, it literally showed a crack in the head. It showed it dislocated, and then they had to set it, and it was terrible. We were like, how are these people even employed? You go to medical school for like 5 or 6 years. You can't just look at an arm and tell me, like, okay, it's fucked up or some shit like what the hell? So I remember going home that night with literally no pain pills, no nothing. My arm's still barely hanging on. And I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, this hurts so damn bad. And I've had nights where I've had like little sleep, and I know everyone said, oh, I didn't sleep last night, and people say stuff like that. That was the first night in my adult life, no, in my entire life, that I've literally not been able to sleep. 100% not joking. I literally couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep at all. Like, literally not one lick. That's how bad the pain was. The pain was just unreal. And eventually I went in the next day. The person said it. They got me in a hard cast and everything. And there's a lot of other stuff that happened with that. Maybe that's for another story time. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, you enjoy this, definitely let me know down in the comment section. I'll know whether to stop this or keep it going. I also don't know how long or how short this is gonna be. Like, I've literally been playing Madden and I'm only in the first half. Like, I've only finished out the first half, so I don't know if this video is gonna be really long or really short, but I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, that's pretty much it that I have for the story. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I mean, if you like the format of this video, I definitely keep doing it. I have so many crazy things that have happened to me over my life that I feel like you guys, you know, you might have fun listening to. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, subscribe if you were new, and guys, I'll see you in my next upload. Peace.
Got a couple bands on my own. Now they really calling